Let's now take you through some of the activities for the inauguration as stipulated by the chairman of the Presidential Transition Council, who is also secretary to the government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa. A regimental dinner has been held in honor of the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces Officers' Mess. That was on Tuesday, 23rd of May. On the 24th, valedictory Federal Executive Council meeting was held at the council chambers of Aso Rock. And today, May the 25th, President-elect Bola Tinubu and Vice President-elect Kashim Shettima were honored with the Grand Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic and Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger, respectively, at the State House Conference Center. On Friday, May the 26th, a public lecture and Jumat prayer will hold at the National Mosque, and that's at 10 a.m. later that day and 1:30 p.m. And on the 27th, it will be followed by an inauguration lecture on Saturday. That's May 27th. It's to be delivered by the former president of Kenya, Uhuru Kenyatta. The lecture is titled Deepening Democracy for Integration and Development. There is also a Children's Day program on the same day that will include parade and children's party. On Sunday, May the 28th, an interdenominational church service will hold at the National Christian Center, Abuja, followed by an inauguration dinner and gala night at the State House Conference Center at 7 p.m. Now, May 29 is D-Day, and it will feature inauguration parade and swearing in at the Eagle Square at 10 a.m. Guests are expected to be seated by 8:30 a.m. A post-inauguration luncheon is scheduled for 1:30 p.m. same day at the State House Banquet Hall, and it's strictly for Mr. President with brother presidents, heads of government, and his invited guests. Well, let's talk more now about the investiture that held earlier today, where the president-elect Bola Tinubu was honored with the honor of the GCFR and his vice, Kashim Shettima, with GCON. And joining me for more on that is our State House correspondent, Femi Akonde. Femi, good to have you join us at this time. You have been covering events leading up to the inauguration. Let's talk particularly about this investiture. Talk to us about the mood in the room.
Well, a lot of people were happy. Everyone in the room was happy, including the president-elect was happy about the investiture of the Grand Commander of the Order of the Federal Republic, and the deputy, Senator Kashim Shettima, was also glad that he witnessed this occasion where he was honored as the Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger. Well, he says that this again is another reawakening about the task ahead for his administration. He says he understands the magnitude of the challenges and he is up to the task. He assured President Muhammadu Buhari and all Nigerians that his administration will not disappoint. And he also commended President Buhari's administration for putting in place a transition committee, a presidential transition council that has enhanced the smooth handover from one government to the other. This was one of the challenges President Muhammadu Buhari faced at the beginning of his administration in 2015. There was no proper handover. There were no notes for President Muhammadu Buhari's administration to look at, to know where the previous administration stopped and how far they have come in terms of administering the affairs of the country. So it was really a turbulent start for President Buhari's administration. And he says he wants the administration is handing over to have a quick and easy start and wants all of this to be institutionalized from one government to the other. At the end of every tenure, a presidential transition committee will be set up that will prepare a handover note, or which will be like a policy status update that will preserve institutional memory and also support efforts of the incoming administration. He wants this culture to be handed from one administration to the other. But already a legal framework to enable this process take place has already been put in place with the signing of Executive Order 14 by President Muhammadu Buhari. That ensures that every 4 years, a handover note is prepared. All documents of the administration is put together and presented to the incoming administration to help them, guide them and help them navigate through issues of governance and how to move the country from where they stopped.
And Femi, specifically, the president-elect was, quick to acknowledge the honor that was bestowed by the outgoing president now on Chief MKO Abiola. That honor of the GCFR, because it's something he referred to. It's like going down memory lane and remembering that, okay, this human is actually significant in the growth of Nigeria's democracy. Let's talk about the significance of that.
Yes, for the president-elect, he says that is evidence that President Muhammad Buhari is a Democrat. You know that Chief MKO Abiola, winner of the June 12th presidential election, well, that election was annulled, but it was one of the elections that was the most free, fair, and credible and acceptable by all Nigerians. Successive governments have refused to acknowledge the success of that election and also accept Chief MKO Abiola as president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The President Muhammad Buhari was able to do was able to honor the memory of Chief MKO Abiola by bestowing on him posthumously the highest honor in the country, the Grand Commander of the Order of the Niger. And you know that for President-elect Asiwaju Tinubu, he was also at the forefront of ensuring that Nigeria returns to democratic rule ahead of 1993, and all of that accumulated into the presidential election in 1993 before it was annulled, and they began another fresh round of advocacy to restore democratic rule in Nigeria and also reclaim the mandate of Chief MKO Abiola. He had to go on exile, he suffered persecution, and a whole lot of issues from the government, the military government at that time. And for President Muhammad Buhari to come and recognize all of those efforts, which President Muhammad Buhari is also a beneficiary of, the president-elect was thankful, and indeed on behalf of other Nigerians who were neck-deep in that struggle through NADECO and all other groups that were formed to apply pressure on the military administration to ensure that MKO Abiola's mandate was returned to him. He says that indeed President Muhammad Buhari has lived to his promise, because this was one of the promises he made when he was campaigning in 2015, when he campaigned in the Southwest, that he was going to honor the memory of Chief MKO Abiola, and he fulfilled that promise.
All right, Femi, thank you very much for that update from your end.